And then Sami Zayn comes out. Gets a great reaction, of course. He says he appreciates the reception. He's not going to beat around the bush, though. He's spoken with Postman Pearce, and he's officially entering the 2025 Royal Rumble match. He talks about Seth's words from last week, really getting to him, thinking about what he really wants. Thinks back to his 14-year-old self and everyone who grew up wanting to be wrestlers and the thousands who did become wrestlers and then less and less become WWE wrestlers and then even that, less than that, become the upper echelon guys in WWE. Considered himself in that group and all the guys in the Rumble with him. The only difference, of course, between him and the others is they have a world championship to their name and he doesn't. But he says, look, you know what? I've had a great life, great career. I don't need to be completed by this championship. Fan support has meant more than any championship could ever mean. And you believe it with Sami Zayn. He doesn't need a world championship, but damn it, he wants it. 14-year-old Sami wanted it, dreamed of it, and now he's going to take it. And then he's interrupted by Kevin Owens. What's Kevin Owens wearing, Michael Hamflett?
He's wearing a gorgeous Bret the Hitman Hart jacket. It's the usual sort of thing you would get on the tights with a line with the skulls and the hearts down on the arms. But the rest of the detail is the Painter's Radio pink splatter design of the mid-90s, which is often considered Bret's best work.
Bret's best work.
Along with the wrestling.
Oh, and the winged eagle belt as well over his shoulder.
Yeah, it's Bret's belt, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
And Zayn's like, it's only a matter of time, really, this. How do you want to do it? I was like, whoa, hey, buddy. What do you mean? Look, yes, I saw you with Roman at Survivor Series, and I was upset. But it's not the same as Cody. You and Roman got a lot of history together. Roman did terrible things to you. So did I. You overlooked it and forgave us. Because that's who you are. You're a good person, Sami. You do a lot for your friends. And, of course, you're my best friend. You're more like a brother to me. I know that you can and will win the Royal Rumble because you deserve to win it and go on to WrestleMania. And then we can accomplish one more thing together. We main evented WrestleMania together and won the tag titles, but we've never main evented WrestleMania one-on-one for the world title. And when you win the Rumble, we can do that, as long as, obviously, I win the title as well. But I know both of those things are going to happen because I've got your back. And just like you had Roman Reigns' back, you've got my back too, right? I know if I need you, you'll be there. And he just leaves.
Can I go first here? Because it's very rare that I get to be very effusive in my praise of something WWE has done. This was absolutely tremendous. I think it's great. Kevin Owens is the best character in WWE right now. First of all, I love the idea. I don't think either of them will be wearing that title or going for that title at WrestleMania. I love the idea that should be first and foremost in the mind of every single wrestler. None of these Jericho-esque, I'm here to make stars, or we're here to save the soul of the promotion. Absolutely everything should orbit that world title. Every subplot should be derived from the failed chase of that world title.
Checks and championships.
That world title and how it corrupts people and how it sort of mutates friendships, destroys friendships because professional glory is at the expense of it. I love that little detail. Every wrestling program at the high level, at the top level, should gun for something like it. I love the idea of Kevin Owens being just a bone-deep arsehole of a bloke, a manipulative piece of trash who knows what he's doing here, knows what he's doing, but because he knows what he's doing, and it's really nasty stuff with Sami Zayn, and he knows it, but because he knows it, this might be a Hamflettian take, and I'm sorry if I'm stepping on your dick, the idea that he's wearing something that very, 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 very early in their friendship, they've probably had the most dorky conversations imaginable about, come on, what's Bret's best gear? Oh, no, Survivor Series 96. Yeah, the orange was nice, the trim, but it wasn't really Bret. And then they could talk about, well, no, he looked better in 1993 and 1994. And then they're probably talking about that wonderful ass at Survivor Series 1993. And they probably wiled away all of these days and nights on the road talking about this just totally dorky mid-90s WWF trivia. And in order to remind visually Sami Zayn of how far they've gone together, how early it started, how much that loyalty could probably do with being repaid, he wears that exact jacket.
And
it ties in with the Winged Eagle in an extra detail, but I think there's more to it.
And Shawn Michaels being the man in the middle to do the ladder match contract signing. There's Kevin Owens immediately like planting his flag about who he is as he's trying to manipulate Sami Zayn into a show of loyalty when he's Bretting himself ahead of a face-to-face with Shawn Michaels at Saturday night's main event. So, or like when he turns up in a different Bret t-shirt, whatever it is, he's already kind of like marking his cards for Saturday. This was amazing. This was the definition of a money promo because it sold you on a WrestleMania main event that almost definitely isn't going to happen.
Yes.
It sold you on the two matches that they're both involved in separately, the ladder match and the Royal Rumble at the Royal Rumble. And it sold you on that one more meeting between the two. Like down the road, whenever it is. WrestleMania, it would seem, with or without the title, but just this idea that I don't think I articulate myself very well, but it's a podcast I still recommend people listen to where we were talking about Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And I kind of I made the wrong comparison because I compared them to Rock and Austin, but I really do not think they are held aloft enough, these two. Mm-hmm. And I think it's the curse of the modern wrestler. I think there are a lot of wrestlers today. That
2021 WrestleMania match, the television leading up to it, and Sami Zayn's character was diabolical.
Awful. And yet the years of them gaming the system, right?
Yeah.
And being able to stay tied together, even if it was tenuous at points, but tied together as friends, as enemies, as everything. That's remarkable in and of itself. They are remarkable that they did that in that era of WWE.
They did that.
They did that. It's not remarkable at all that they've had such success in this era of WWE because they're both fantastic. Top of the tree, directly linked to the tree in Roman Reigns, and where they deserve to be in that spot, by the way. It's because of nights like this. You said it in your recap of the Sami Zayn bit of I don't need it, but I want it. There aren't many wrestlers that can, to Sidge's point about how it should all be for all the marbles, there aren't many wrestlers that can say, I don't need it, but I want it, and it feel credible, but Sami Zayn is one. So there are only so many characters that get away with that sort of thing. But the one added thing that just blew me away about this was in all the excitement we had over when is Kevin Owens finally going to even appear in the ring with Sami Zayn, or they've been so careful and so cute. Last week, SmackDown felt like this turning point where he was my then best friend. It's he's foreshadowing all the things that are to come for Sami Zayn. I don't think anybody said in their speculation or prediction, he's not going to attack him. He's going to understand him because he gets his connection to Roman Reigns. He could do that for Cody if he wanted. He could have done that for all the other people. He could extend the same latitude to Cody Rhodes, but he's not, because it's not real latitude that he's extending to Sami Zayn. It's fake. He needs him. He's trying to manipulate him to get a favor out of him for this ladder match against Cody. And like we were talking about in the office, if that ladder match goes on before the Rumble and Zayn doesn't run in and help, because he probably won't run in and help, why would he? Then in the Rumble itself, if Kevin Owens is there to accidentally on purpose low bridge Sami Zayn from the match and powerbomb him against the apron or something, he'll be like, well, that's justified in Owens' head because he didn't help him. He screwed him. It's Bret and Shawn. It's all of it. It's all of it so wonderfully tied together for a match that they've had at WrestleMania, for stuff that they've done that potentially won't be as big if there's not a title in the picture, but has me believing in Sami Zayn winning a world title even more than it did in 2023 when he was up against Roman Reigns. I think they've got people rooting for this Sami Zayn Kevin Owens WWE title match more, because there was certainly this feeling in 2023, it's got to be Cody. It's got to be Cody at WrestleMania. So Sami always was this best possible near miss guy. I think this is bigger and better. I think people would be content if Kevin Owens gets it done at the Rumble because they can see the vision of Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the belt. It's fantastic. They have once again proven themselves just levels above. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, when we're talking about the New Day thing and how, one of the reasons why people hate it so much is because they're 10 years in the bank of investment in this. There's 20 years with these two.
Yeah.
And half of it is WB. And I just think that's remarkable. I think to my other point, I just think there's a lot of wrestlers now, because of the churn, because of the increased quality in just about everything, aren't talked about like some of the greats, the old money greats, and they should be. Zayn and Owens for me are, the Shawn and Bret stuff is neat because they are Shawn and Bret for this generation, only they've drawn.
Yeah.
So the matches stand up, and they drew money. I just think I love this. Felt so big time, and I still almost can't believe it. Maybe these two more than anybody else. A Roman Reigns was a big star in the Vince era. A Cody Rhodes might have made it.
He's well on his way.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes might have made it to exactly the level he's at under Vince McMahon. These two don't get the platforms these have had, and I couldn't feel better about it every time I watch them.